So my family decided to come visit me, except not quite. Instead, they went to Switzerland and Austria and Germany, and I went to meet up with them. So I went to Switzerland first, and I got the first night to myself, which was lovely. I love solo traveling so much. I just get to read my book and see all the pretty things. I listen to a lot of Magnus Archives, Magnus Protocol, because it's great. I love the podcast so much. And I listened to the entire thing in the month of November. But it was also just gorgeous. It was all snowy and so pretty, and I spent so much time sitting by this river. It was just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, most of these clips are just me taking videos of how pretty things were. I sat on that little dock thing for a couple hours, even though I was kind of sitting in snow. I had to put my pants over the radiator when I got back to the hotel, but it's okay. It was worth it. And all the streets were cobblestone, which was just such a vibe. I love Northern Europe so much. That's not where I'm living, but I want to at some point. And I don't know, I just walked along this river. I walked like a good 45 minutes just down it one night, and it was so nice. And I sat by across the river from this church on Sunday morning, and I got to hear the bells ring. They had all these chestnut carts, and I was curious. I ordered it. I didn't actually know what I was ordering, but it turns out it was chestnuts, and they were pretty good. And then I had to fly home. The airport was like so ridiculously posh, but it was nice. It was a good time. Then my flight kept getting delayed. I listened to the Mechanisms. I listened to like 2 or 3 albums between sitting in the airport and my flight home. And then the next weekend I went to Germany. I've been here before. One of my au pairs lives here, and so we're there, and so we got to meet up with her. I got to meet her kid, and we had a kind of Thanksgiving dinner all together. It's such a cute little place. There's a bunch of little towns all near each other. Chalk mines are a big thing there, so we found a chalk oven.
Make a calcium with an oxygen.
And I tried to teach chemistry based on science. It didn't work very well.
Which is carbon dioxide. So there's 2 oxides. Plus your H2O, which comes out of... I don't know where we got the H. Or if you're German, calcium oxide. It's probably pronounced differently, but it looks like calcium oxide.
They have this swing, my au pair, and they have this swing in the backyard, and I was getting a real kick out of it. My parents made fun of me, but I was having a good time. And then we made Glühwein, which is like a sweet, warm wine thing, like a red wine. It's really good. And very Christmassy. And then we were back at the hotel, and I went and chilled on the fire escape, except then I had to call my brother because I got myself locked out, which was kind of a classic move. And then the next morning I went to a bakery, and they had to call the single English-speaking guy who worked there to come help me. I would have just pointed, but I asked for English, and she called him over. Anyways, there's a castle in this town, and I love going to visit it. There's a random pit on the grounds, I don't know why, but I sat there and wrote a postcard to my best friend, and there was this couple that walked in front of my phone while I was recording, and I was really hoping they would see it. And then I went on a hike, because I'd always known that there was like some woods behind the castle, but I didn't realize how far it went, and it was really gorgeous. I found another random tower, like, I guess it was a lookout point. It said that there was no clearing services, to climb at your own risk, and I decided that it was a worthy risk. And then I found a ski tower and climbed up that as well, because why not? And yeah, this town is just adorable. I tried to take a video to mark how far I hiked, but yeah, that's the castle. That's where I started, and then I think over here is where I ended. I'm not really sure. I didn't have a marker. And then I sat by the river and read some. You can see, so the water's all the way down there, and they've got these signs marking flood levels back to like the 1500s, which is wild. Well, you can't really hear it, but there were some street performers, and yeah, I used to sing that song in church a lot. We went to this manor. It was really cool looking. heard more church bells, which was funny, but it was just beautiful grounds. And then there was a dog there, because why not? He was really cute. So we watched him for a bit. And then we were at the Christmas market, and there was this thing, and it's like a tradition, but it's really creepy. He was walking around a while, and then I went back and did the same hike the next day, but it was frosty this time, and it was just so gorgeous. I went with my mom and my older pair, and we hiked farther than I had, and then I was at the airport headed home, except I had a 12-hour layover in Paris, and so I went into the city for like 2 hours, but I had to go back because the metro ended, but I got to see some of it. I got some like crepes and stuff, all from touristy places, but that was the only thing that was open. I saw the outside of the Louvre, and it was stunning. Just like absolutely insane. Also all these boats with rubber ducks in their windows. But I don't know, I didn't realize how insane the architecture was in Paris. Like I knew, but I just assumed it was overhyped, but honestly not really. I need to go back. I didn't go see the Eiffel Tower, but I did get to see it in the distance. And it looked cool through the fog, and then went back, got on the wrong train, and then had 7 hours to kill in this airport. Spent a good hour of it looking for an outlet. But yeah, and then I flew home and almost got on the wrong flight, but it's okay, we made it, and I was home, and I updated my map. It's from the 1950s, but I like it anyways. And yeah, and then I was home, and I had to study for finals, and that was about it.